I can't stop it because it's not giving me the option to stop. You see,
well.
so it's going, but I'm not getting anything back from anybody, so
Terrible.
I can't watch.
That's all right. We'll be all right.
I know.
Calm down, just be fine.
I know,
It's
but
all right.
it's annoying.
All good, just it's all good. Relax, just calm. Be serene. Hurry up, you fucking bastard.
It's like I have to go like I'm Smokey the Bandit too. Let me see. Oh boy.
I'm just watching the corner of my eye here. That's Germany-Denmark match. Denmark got a goal disallowed, and then Germany got awarded a penalty about 2 minutes later. So, bad decision for the goal being disallowed, and then it was a sort of bad decision for the penalty. You can argue both of them. Like, have you been watching this football?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a tough watch.
It's just shit, to be honest. It's just as you say, I watched a few matches, and none of them have been up too much. I mean, Scotland nearly qualified and didn't score a goal.
Yeah,
2 own goals. Terrible.
France qualified, and
Ukraine went out with 4 points, and other guys with 3 points went through.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really, really tough.
Any joy, Justin?
I'm just messages in control center.
Houston.
Right, there we go. Here we go. Get the 3, 2, 1. Now, here we go.
Now we know. Now we can see. Oh, they're all there.
We are here. We're back in the room. You see, you were in the room, but we weren't in the room. Hello, Thomas. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Kane. Hello, Declan. Hello, Peter. Hello, Tracy. Yes, we know we're live, but we can't see you, so we don't know we're really live. And then we don't want to go and then it go the 403 or the 401 to us. So we are here. Sorry, we're 3 minutes late. But there you go. Justin has been Zuckerberg. Yes, something like that there.
Yep.
Good evening from Belgium. Yes. And Shane Foley is watching Coldplay in Glastonbury.
Oh, no, it's not empty. It's just to see your white faces. Because did you ever see the crowd? It's like a tin of emulsion paint. There's the only black guys in Glastonbury's on the stage. Everyone else, honestly.
Well, can I tell you, a friend of mine did Glastonbury radio a couple of times. And the last time he did it, he didn't leave the radio station for the entire week because the mud was up to here, and if he stepped outside, he'd just go whoop into the mud. So he didn't actually leave the radio station for the entire week.
I can't think of anything I would dislike as much as going to Glastonbury, sitting around with a bunch of tossers who think they're paying a fortune to sit in mud, freezing cold, smelling dope all over the place, and listening to crappy bands. I can't think of a single thing that I would enjoy less.
Well, he got free, but I don't understand why you need a radio station at Glastonbury, because isn't there music like 24/7 nearly anyway?
And it's all streamed live.
Yeah.
And you can sit at home, have a drink, watch a bit of the football, and still listen. And you'll not miss much. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
Half the people will be on it. You'll not have a clue. I'd rather go to Taylor Swift, and I heard her 3 times when I was in Edinburgh. Frankie's on the short cross. I'm going to drop a short cross paching because I was on it. I had a wee drop of it on Thursday night when I done the wee show, and I have to say it's not a big bold flavour of it, if I'm totally honest. But it's very drinkable, and genuinely, it's like most of the short cross stuff. It's really, really well made. Really well made. You just tell that it's well distilled. I think it's probably more geared for the cocktail market, if I'm totally honest. It's one of those ones, that lend itself really well to a cocktail. But yeah.
There's somebody who was talking to an old colleague years from Michelin the other day. How was Bibendium?
There's thousands of those. Thousands of them. Hopefully, it was being complimentary to me, Andrew. I've lots of colleagues from Michelin. it seems like a lifetime ago that I was working there, but yeah, I loved it when I was there.
My favourite one was the one that could sleep standing up. He's my favourite.
Oh, Carl. Wait, I'll tell you this is genuinely true. Genuinely true.
Is the person dead? Can we talk about them? Are they dead?
I'm not going to mention names, but he wouldn't give a shit anyway. The same boy. He's probably lying sleeping now. There was a guy that worked on it, and he used to be able to sleep anywhere. Right? Anywhere. I mean, he literally could just sleep standing up. Seen him lying against the girder, sleeping. But he was cleaning one night. He was on shifts and he was cleaning.
Yeah.
And he used to be able to stop. He could get a brush shaft. Put his 2 hands on it like this. It's like, I swear on my life, right? Now, I didn't know this. I didn't see this. But the manager who said that this was true. He admitted that this was true. Boy's sleeping like this. He hears his noise. And he looks down. And there's a pair of shiny shoes on the ground. So he knows it's a manager. So he's basically been caught snoring, hanging on the brush shaft, right? So how do you get out of that, Carl? How this is genius, but this is how you get out of it. Manager standing right in front of him, looks down, spies the thing. Hey man, morning, logged on. That's how you get out of it. It's very good. That's how you get out of it. Morning, logged on.
Oh, that's very good.
Mike knows what he's done like this. You can't say nothing.
That's brilliant.
Oh, genius. I know a guy that used to keep an emergency half-ate sandwich in his pocket, right?
An emergency half-ate sandwich.
He used to just sit in a forklift and talk for ages. And when he spied a manager, he just burst off like this, right? Burst out, whipped out the half-eaten sandwich and goes, I haven't even fucking time to get something to eat. Swear that's true. Honestly, that's genuinely true.
Might have to rob that one.
The place was mental.
That's a good one.
Fucking mental. But I love loads of stuff that I loved. Loads of it. Some great people. Really good people.
Well, Carl's on the show this week. We're going to hide him.
We're going to hide. Carl, we'll get to you in a wee minute, buddy. We're going to just
hide behind all the boxes that I have. So.
You can explain that in a wee minute. But yeah, so we're going to go do a wee bit of news and then we'll get back to you and then you can update us on what's going on. Anyway.
You'd be happy you're the drinker, you know? So.
All right. I was sort of hoping to retire at some point, but no, I'll have to work an extra couple of years.
Right,
I'll see you in a wee minute. See you in a wee minute, buddy.
Bye. Oh boy.
Well,
you had an exciting week. I'm sorry I missed it.
Well, I've been busy. I've been busy all week. I had a lovely group, Andy and guys today. They were just really nice, and then they had a bit of a bad time in Dublin and Belfast there. But Thursday night we did the Spirited Journey over with Sam over in Hearth, and there was a few people. It was just a shitty night. It was bucketing out of the heavens. Traffic was abysmal. I mean, just awful. It took me 30 minutes to go the length of the road, Titanic Belfast, down past SSE.
Wow.
It took me 30 minutes to go 1 mile. I was like, Christ almighty.
Why?
Shania Twain was on, and it was pissing as well. So people were driving everywhere, nobody was on to walk. So it was just awful.
Yeah.
But got over, wasn't a big crowd there, but we went in. My friend Kieran provided the music, and we did 4 drinks. We did very nice short cross. Again, very drinkable, very well made.
Lovely.
Wouldn't say it's a massive flavour bomb. It's not. But it's not really supposed to be. We did an Isla Ardnaho, the inaugural release, 5-year-old, quite a nice bottle. We then did a wee bourbon, 1792 bourbon, which I quite like that. I think it's very easy. It's bottled at a rather strange percentage, but a strange ABV, 46.85% alcohol, which is a bit of an odd one. And then we finished off with Sam's Pure Irish cask, which is Journey number 1, cask 1.1, 250 bottles with their rather weird sort of gear sticky nose bottle top. So yeah, everyone that was there really enjoyed it. Had a nice night.
Should we let them hear what they missed?
Well, I'll just explain what it was. It was what we did was we sort of did the story and the history of whiskey as far as we know. Basically, I'm paraphrasing Fernando O'Connor, to be quite honest. He's the authority, so I'm just copying what he does during the Creator Project, bits and pieces, and then sort of a little bit of different things in it as well. Then I talk about the spirit, and then my friend Kieran comes along, and Kieran is a great musician, but he's also a sort of historian of music and sort of folk tales and all that kind of stuff, and he loves telling stories. So what he does is he introduces a little piece of music, a little bit of music, and then what he does is he plays the tune while you're tasting the whiskey. So I kind of thought it's a nice little package, a nice little setup, nice little thing, and it's a nice way to spend an evening. Spend a sort of hour and a half, and we have a bit of chat and crack. What's more to like,
Sounds good. You're repeating it again sometime soon, yes?
Well, we'll have to confirm the date with Sam and whatnot, but yeah, we'll be repeating it, and hopefully we'll do it in the not too distant future, maybe a month's time, something like that. But we'll get on to that at a later date. There was just half of me just wanted Sam to see it, just to make sure that he knew that it was going to fit in with his sort of idea and vision of what he wants to do. So, but bring up the picture there of our Kieran. And then you can play a little bit of the music. That's Kieran and the violin, or the fiddle, depending on what you do.
Talented man. Yes.
He is. He's a very talented man, and he knows his stuff. He doesn't drink a huge amount. You don't think he drinks it all the time, but yeah, really, really cool. So it was a nice night, I have to say. And I do more a minute, more like Hearth, and more like Pure Irish Tasting Room. So it's well, if you haven't been down, get down and see what is going on, because Sam's a good guy. Sam's a really good guy.
Very good.
Now, got a couple of bits of news, and then we'll get on to crying in our whiskey for whenever Carl tells us how much your collections is all over. Cian Holland says, surely a proper 12 tasting would be worse than going to Glastonbury. I don't know. I probably would rather drink proper 12 than going to Glastonbury, if I'm totally honest. I would probably rather stand and let Mike Tyson kick me in the bollocks rather than do either, to be fair. But I would at least I would be drunk after the proper 12.
What's wrong with drinking proper 12 at Glastonbury? Sure, that would be all right. That would get you through it.
No. That would be a Harry Carey stakes. Let's be honest. That would be that was just fuck. No, I can't think of worse. I just couldn't go to Glastonbury. Fuck me. Right. Anyway, a little bit of news, and then we got on to Carl. Now, there's a couple of things that is for sale or raffle that you might want to get your hands on. Okay?
Are you sure?
Come on, Justin. The first one, in terms of a collectible, this is a unicorn bottle. This is going to be on Irish Whiskey Auctions at some point. You can win a bottle of whiskey poured, bottled, and signed by Daniel O'Donnell. Mammy's favourite. He loves his mammy. Daniel O'Donnell, the big whiskey drinker that is Daniel O'Donnell. You know he's caning it like fuck down on a Friday night down in Killybegs. You know he's going nuts, wrecking the place, dancing on tables, pulling women all over the place. You know you want to buy into that lifestyle, the Daniel lifestyle. It's a bit like Slash with Jack Daniels. This is where we're at now.
Somehow I don't think so. Somehow I don't.
Other hooligans are available other than Daniel O'Donnell, right? Come on. In terms of a celebrity endorsement, it's just nuts. But, well, there it is. But you can, if you go on to the Mary from Dunglow to support the Arts Festival, €5, and you can win a bottle of Crawley whiskey, bottled, labelled, and signed by Daniel O'Donnell.
I actually can't hear you because Mary Dunglow is actually singing in my ears. I can't stop. I can't stop it. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, can't stop it. Hold on. Where do you see this? Where do you see this? Here we go.
International Arts Festival is delighted to collaborate alongside Crawley Irish Whiskey Distillery to bring you a fantastic giveaway to win a bottle of whiskey, which is being poured, bottled and signed by the main man himself, Daniel O'Donnell. All you have to do is buy your tickets online at the Mary from Low website, and the winner will be announced on Sunday the 4th of August. Best of luck.
There you go. Now I can hear myself. I can hear myself now.
I mean, Andrew, the Lemmy of Donegal, of course. Oh, jeez. I wouldn't actually mind winning that. I might actually enter that raffle just for the crack to see if I could win that, because that's a hell of a prize. It's one of a kind. Let's be honest. It's going to be one of a kind. But yeah, you can win that. Next up, you can buy investment balls. Is it Glastonbury in general, or is it Coldplay that makes it worse? When Coldplay done that collaboration with Rihanna, and she looked fit as a butcher's dog in the video, Coldplay were all right. But honestly, the whole Glastonbury thing, the people laughed at would just do my brain in. The music, some of it's rubbish or whatever, but no, Coldplay I could take. Not Glastonbury. Now, in terms of investment, I'm going to have to see Carl about this, because this is one I think we should be all on. Because you can now invest in a cask of Old Oak Irish whiskey, the Cask Club. Okay?
Wow. With
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Discover Irish whiskey cask investment with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I mean, obviously the face of Irish whiskey is going to be, you can go on and buy a sourced cask that they have bought that I don't even know if they've got a warehouse anywhere, that they're going to put in the cask and then sell you as if it's theirs, as if Jean-Claude has put the whites on, done a bit of stilling, maybe done a bit of the blending and coated it up. But if you scroll down in this, it's all the quintessential stuff, Irish cask investment. Why invest in Irish whiskey? So many millions and 150 million or whatever, 950 million worldwide sales, 300. Our brand ambassador, Jean-Claude Van Damme, we're proud to announce. It's as if you're like you buy one of these casks and you're going to end up sitting having a couple of half-uns with Jean-Claude,
I think I know where that is.
You probably do, you would think.
We're not allowed to say where it is, but I think I know where that is.
But if you scroll down, Stewarty from the Dark Horse is on there. At the bottom, is he not? No, he's not. Sorry, it's on the other page. But it goes on to explain all this. Exit strategies, private investment, simply enjoy your whiskey for your own personal consumption. Now, I drink a lot of whiskey, but 200 litres is a fair whack. I mean, what are you going to do with it? Just take it home. Well, I'm going to take this out of bond, pay all the tax, roll it up the drive. And I was, what are you going to do? Sit and pong it on? I mean, I drink a lot of whiskey, but there's a lot of drinking in 200 litres. That's just, I mean, it's just, they're sourcing their whiskey. They don't have a distillery. They don't have any of this kind of stuff. And yet they're putting it out that you buy this, you're going to make a fortune, and Jean-Claude Van Damme's going to sit and have a drink with you. No, come on, guys. You're not making any money in these casks. I'll tell you that right now. You may get your money back. Probably get your mony back. But they're quoting all this about 950 million litres and all this kind of stuff. Just, if you're going to invest in casks, there are certainly places that you can invest in that you know are going to do okay. And that one's probably not one of them. A couple of comments. Good evening, Marty, and thanks for Thursday. Peter, you're more than welcome, buddy. You know that. James Miradoggery, you could share, Marty. James, anyone that knows me knows I'll always share a drink with anybody. No problem at all. I have plenty of stuff open. There's some that I won't share because even though they're dwindling in value, I still know that they'll be going back up in value. But yeah, that's another one. Next up, collectible bottle. they're the really sort of current man on the scene. They're doing a collectible bottle with, well, a guy that died in 1948, because you can now buy a Babe Ruth whiskey. There are 10,624 bottles of this, one for every time he took a plate, and you can buy. But this is Remus over in the States. Remus Babe Ruth Reserve. I mean, in terms of celebrity endorsements, it's like the guy's been dead for 80 years.
He does have a rather sugary chocolate bar, but it's quite nice.
I mean, just can they not? In terms of a celebrity endorsement, if what you can do is you buy a bottle, you stick it in this appy thing, and it tells you what he done with when he was on the plate with your bottle. So if you scroll down, it tells you there's how many home run bottles there is, and how many such and such bottles there is, and all this. And I mean, it's just what do you know what I mean? It's just sort of.
Well, that's the way Americans know about baseball. They know, it's like you can discover a KGB spy by actually working out. Ask them a question: who won who won the baseball in 1932? And KGB agents never know the answer.
No, but I mean that is just bollocks. Like, let's be honest. I know it's gimmicky, but it's not a good gimmick. If I'm, I don't get it. It's limited to 10,624 bottles.
What you'd wonder who comes up with this as the thing and pitches it, and then it gets made into reality, because it's a bit like, I don't know, coming up with. Can you imagine football doing it? No.
Well, I mean, put it like this: when you turn around and say Andy Murray scored so many points, so we're going to have a scotch with Andy Murray's face on it. When 80 years after he's dead, to have it, I mean, it does just, I don't know, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. But so there's 3 bottles that are out that are gimmicks that are, well, they're not. Well, 2's a gimmick and the other one's just nuts. Just nuts. But to be fair, I wouldn't mind the Daniel O'Donnell bottle just for the novelty effect. But anyway, saw this the other day, and the first thing that happened was I thought of you, Justin. It's this boy. He's doing cocktails, and I just saw this: from salmon flavored gin to chorizo flavored whiskey. Just like, Justin, you could have chorizo flavored whiskey. You could get fed and drunk just at the same time. No, you'd love it. You'd love it. You'd be pouring it over pasta and pizza and everything.
I would not. It would spoil good salmon. It would spoil
absolutely
chorizo, and it would spoil good whiskey too.
Absolutely delicious. No, I saw another thought. If they could just mix alcohol and food into one core product, Justin could do both. But it's just about this guy who's doing these weird cocktails. Antonio Naranjo, something like that. So he sees all these unusual flavour things. I always wanted to try weird parts that people don't know. If I need to make a cocktail weird, I go for something like anchovies, or maybe salmon, or maybe cheese. Something normally you don't find in a bar. So all pretty cool. If you're into that kind of thing, which I know you do like. You could have a pizza whiskey cocktail with like olives and I don't know, pineapple and whatever stuff you put in it.
Here's a good question. Going back to the last story, Peter Stewart says, "Do his grandkids get a royalty in that?" I would say Babe Ruth would be protected, wouldn't he?
He may well be. I don't know, but I'm sure they would check the legal requirements. And if they had to pay a big royalty, I would say they probably don't.
Well, there you go.
You would kind of think that they would have, but would there be a statute? Would it be like
75 years or something like that there?
Yeah. I mean, can you use a name after that? I don't know.
As strong as him in America, I doubt it somehow. Maybe in other countries, but not in America, I don't think,
Yeah, well, I don't know. It'd be interesting enough, but as I say, it would I don't know, but I would imagine if they had to pay a big royalty, they wouldn't bother their arse, if I'm honest. I don't have a slide or any news on this, but or any link to this, but I read this week that do you remember we were talking about the rise in spirit duty in the UK? They bumped 10% on it.
I do.
Well, in terms of revenue for the treasury, you know the way there's this sort of bell curve. Once you tax people above a certain amount, then people go, bollocks, I'm not paying it.
Diminishing returns, yes.
Right? There's a sort of bell curve. People, you low tax, you collect this and you go up a little bit and it goes up until people go, bollocks, that's too much, and then they don't bother. Well, the revenue, the HMRC government put it up by 10%, and they've lost 108 million spirits. Taxes are now down 108 million quid every year. So there's 108 million. So see, it doesn't fucking work. It never does. Never does. People just go. But the thing is, it's hurting the producers over here. Now it said this. I read this week that the English distilleries have now topped £1 billion in sales.
Wow,
which is good. Which is good. I mean, that's a lot of money. So it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward. But I mean, once the tax goes up, it very seldom ever comes down, really. Unless they do away with it, and they'll not do away with spirits duties, so it'll sit there. So if it goes back up again, they'll say, "Oh, it's great," but they lost 108 million this year. So, but anyway, last news story: Natterjack whiskey over in this is over in the States. The Mistake. I love the way they've sort of coined this. 2004 limited release. The Mistake, or limited release, heavily oaked. Read astringent and fucked up is what I would read into that, was simply a happy accident that sparked innovation. We mistakenly left our whiskey in 46 of our virgin oak casks for an additional year. The result is something truly special. The Mistake is triple distilled, blended in barrel, and aged in former bourbon barrels before finishing in virgin American oak for 2 years. Should have been 1. Burst of hickory, blah, 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 blah. It says Mistake number 1, triple distilled, very heavily oaked Irish whiskey, and it's $70, $69.99 a bottle over in the States. Now, if they are virgin oak, you don't put them in it for very long because it goes astringent. Okay, it gets that green note that asinine sort of stuff, and that which don't really want.
No.
So what I'm going to say is, the few 46 barrels that you didn't notice. Now, bearing in mind, Natterjack don't have a distillery. Not even sure they have a warehouse. So how did that come to be? Because if you'd done that at sort of any distillery, you chances are you would probably get the boot. Because 46 casks is a lot of bloody money. A lot of money.
It is, yes.
So how do you overlook that and then sort of say, oh no, it's lovely, but it's mistake number 1 because we plan on making mistakes all the time.
Well, it's just a marketing thing, but somebody hasn't thought it through.
Yeah. No. Would you waste? I probably would buy that just to see what it was like, but I mean they're not selling that. They're sort of making jovial. Oh, it's dead on. Ha, ha, ha. If the casks were any good. It probably wouldn't be that all that drinkable. I'm not saying it's not. I mean, I haven't tasted it, so I can't really be too hypercritical of it. But why would you put something down? Oh, we've made mistake number 1. We plan on ballsing up and putting, I don't know, filtering it through coal the next time because we forgot to put maple chips or something. You know, I don't know. I despair sometimes. I do despair, but.
Is this the sort of thing that Natterjack do? I thought they were quite reputable and didn't come up with naff things like this.
Not really, no. But I mean, why would you try and market something as, oh, we made it balls up and now you're going to pay for it? That's essentially what that says to me.
Yeah.
Buy this just to try it for a bit of a laugh. We made it balls up.
But that's why Guinness was discovered, wasn't it? Burnt.
I think they say that, but I don't know whether that's true or not. I would doubt it. I would doubt it.
Yeah,
I would doubt it.
I know.
I mean, with this idea that people back then were thick as tar, I don't think they were. I think they're probably as innovative and intelligent as anybody about today, you know. But, aye, I'm going to pour myself a wee whiskey because I had 2 potchings there. And I got a little sample.
Okay, yeah.
Mystery sample, Justin.
Okay.
I don't know when I'm allowed to say this.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to this because this is a fairly young whiskey, but it's fully aged in Oloroso. It's got a wonderful colour to it, and that. And I have it on good authority that it's a very nice whiskey. I can't tell you what it is. Well, it might. You never know. It might depend on.
Looks good.
For 3.5 years. Lovely colour. That's lovely. A little bit high in ABV. Probably need to let it sit for a wee bit, and we'll go back to that. Lovely.
Now,
Yes, we'll bring on the whiskey companion.
yep, we're halfway through the show, and he's in the room with us. There he is, and well, good evening. Good evening.
Evening, lads.
Carl, before we go any further,
Yep.
in about 10 years' time, how much would that Daniel O'Donnell bottle be worth? Would it be worth the €5? Do you reckon? I mean, it is signed by
Billions
the
and
man.
billions and billions.
I reckon I might be able to, leave that with a bank and get a mortgage. No problem. They would.
Yeah.
I think that would cover it.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
If you get the Steve Staunton one as well, like you might as well just get the keys to the country. Really.
well, I think that's probably it.
You know?
I mean, they lost the Irish Crown Jewels years ago. I think this is probably make up for it. Let's be honest. I think that probably.
Where are the Irish Crown Jewels? That's what I want to know.
I would say they've been melted down and sold fucking years ago.
Say
But
so.
but we don't need them. We don't need them back anymore because I mean you'll have the Daniel O'Donnell Crawley distillery bottle.
Well, you do know that the Mace of Ireland is in
Your house.
Hearst. No, it's in Hearst. It's in Hearst Castle.
Ooh.
Yeah, it sits
No.
Hearst fancy himself, and it's in Hearst Castle. And I thought, it's there. Where's the rest of it? But anyway.
Anyway, sure somebody nicked it years ago. But anyway, Carl, what's the crack with you, buddy? Haven't seen you for ages.
Yeah, it's been a while. I decided to pack up and move, so that's why all the boxes are behind me at the moment. So it's been a
That'll be a
tough few
joy.
months.
What a joy that must be.
Yeah. So I won't be moving house again until I can pay someone to move me, do everything.
Yeah. Get
My
the
God,
whole lot done.
it's very stressful.
Yeah.
But,
Especially now you're buying a house in Dublin.
yeah, exactly. Like it's
Aye.
It's
You must
crazy.
be in the same money as Justin, for fuck's sake, if you're buying that kind of thing.
well, I was
Yeah.
going to go and sell my whiskey, and then that was going to fund all of my reparations. But I mean,
Basically what you did was you paid the window cleaner.
yeah. The market had other ideas. Yeah.
Aye. Oh no, there was a bit of me was kind of thinking, oh no, I might offload a couple of bottles because a couple of things I might buy, blah blah blah. And then I was like, nah, I think I'll just hang on to it. It's a buyer's market these days, so I'll buy some stuff. So I have been. But yeah, have you any good news?
I mean, look, we could start off with some good news.
Right, go on ahead, do that.
Good news for some anyway. So, as everyone knows, the Red Breast Dream cask is released every year. So, in the past 4 instances, I think it was, it's been a ballot. So it's been very much up to chance whether you get it or not.
All right,
And honestly, I think this one came out, and a lot of people wanted to be outraged by the price that they were asking when they heard it was €1,000 for a bottle. The fact that it's a 38-year-old Redbreast, I mean, it's actually probably the most down-to-earth pricing Midleton have done
for a long time.
in a long time. So that was an interesting one. But as all Dream cask, we see them turn up on the auction the same month that they're
in
sold.
droves.
Yeah, so I think some people just send them directly to the auction house, which is quite all right if they like to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, you have one there yourself.
I have one. Yeah, I've got one. I mean, it is quite.
It's fabulous.
It's a fabulous looking thing. And what I would say is, I'm not 100% sure. I haven't got talking to him about Billy Layton, what actually he's doing these days. But it says on this that this is his sort of it says the perfect finish. So this is like his swan song bottle. It's really well presented. I like this book stuff. It's quite nice.
Beautiful that is, Marty. Beautiful.
38-year-old Billy. Billy's one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. He's just an absolutely lovely human being. Still not 100% sure what he's doing at Middleton, whether he's doing anything or he's now the emeritus blender, but I don't think he does a huge amount. So this is now said that this is like his swan song. 38-year-old. Now the question is, Carl, collections normally get a bounce, don't they, as a full collection after they're complete. Once people know that's it, the whole collection rises by sort of 10%, was it? You told me one time.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, once it's complete, people can see an end. Like with the likes of Middleton, very rare, for example, that's always going to be ongoing. So it's never going to take the same sort of bump as the Dreamcast will, I think. But I mean, look, we'll go through the numbers here, and I've done these a little bit different than I usually do, and there is a reason for that. So this is actually chronologically how it turned up in the different auction sites. So it started out on Whiskey Bidders. There was 9 sent to Whiskey Bidders at the start of the month, and they were actually fairly standard. Like the 1750 there was for 8 of them, and then 1 went for 1800. So, like, you know, it was a very strong start from the initial €1,000 that you would have outlaid for it.
Yeah.
Then 1 went to Whiskey Auctioneer over in the UK, and that actually got a really good reception, which was a little bit surprising. I wasn't sure if there was going to be as many bidders over there, especially because it was a UK lot. So that one was 2,183 after conversion from pounds to euros. And then it went to another UK auction, or the Grand Whiskey auction, and 2 of them sold there again in and around the 1550, €1,600.
Yeah.
And then it came back to Ireland. Celtic Whiskey, they got 2. They were similar to the Grand Whiskey auction, and then Irish Whiskey auctions really elevated it then from there to 1750, like Whiskey Bidders, but going all the way up to 2,300. And I mean, you know, the majority of their ones were actually around the €2,000 mark. So, you know, I don't know whether it's kind of the eyes that Irish Whiskey auctions get on it, the additional time between. So like this was about a 2-week gap from the first one to the last ones being sold. So it's kind of just interesting to see that you do need to kind of look around and see what auction sites are getting them at what time as well, because it is important to the bottom line for you.
I mean, I see Peter Stewart says that he got a Dear John letter, and then a few days later he got an email saying that they offered him one, and it's the only Dreamcast he has. In terms of I think the first ones do really well these days. They're sometimes topping 3K. This is a 38-year-old, so it's older. I think it's better presented. It doesn't come with the glasses, but I think most of the boxes of the first one get damaged, so it's better presented in my opinion. And it's Billy Layton's sort of swan song. It sort of tells you that.
Yep.
Do you think that'll do the 3K one the way the first one does? In 6 months
I think
a year?
so. Yeah, like look, the first one that was back in what was it, 2016? It was 2017.
I think it was 2018, but I think
was it 2018? It could have been. I thought it was prior. But anyway, but there was a lot of people back then who opened the whiskey as well. So kind of since the explosion, especially around COVID, a lot of the Dreamcasts post kind of maybe even post just the first one. Like I know the second one, I definitely opened and finished one, but I don't know how many people did. It's
Yeah.
700 bottles. It's not a lot of bottles, but if people aren't opening them, then there's still going to be that supply. So how many 32s are intact with the apology set to really complete someone's collection?
Yeah.
And how many people will be looking to do that and need the 38?
Is now the time to buy the collection, Carl, then?
I'm going to say
I think last month or the month before would have been.
Yeah, I think it would have been
Would have been
better buying
best
it 2 months ago and then hopefully got one of these at $1,000.
or even at 1,500. Like,
yeah,
you know, there was people selling them secondary online for 1,500, 1,600, and I think that's going to turn out to be a bargain. Like,
yeah,
I do think this will be a 2,000, 2,500 bottle.
Yeah, I think that's kind of inevitable. And I think the other ones, the ones in the sort of second and third bottlings and stuff, I think they're going to go really well too. So if you have any of those, I would probably hang on to them for a little bit anyway, for a while to see where they go. Don't be
absolutely.
If you don't need the money, I wouldn't get rid of them now. Sorry, something to me. But yeah, as I say, it's well worth hanging on to them now. I would believe, if I'm honest.
Agreed. I suppose we go from happy to sad.
Are we going to County Antrim by any chance?
We are.
Yeah, but what? People might think this is rehearsed. No, it's not.
No,
go on ahead.
You saw exactly what I saw. And this was with Bushmills. So Bushmills, I don't know what's going on. They bring out great whiskey.
They do.
Very, very interesting whiskey.
They do.
Put it in a nice package. They
pretty much,
make it worldwide so everyone can kind of get it. Now maybe
something.
Maybe that worked against the collectors, but I mean, it means people should be able to get some interesting whiskey. And then people were screaming out that they weren't doing enough old whiskey, and they have all this stock that they should be using. And then they bring out the 30-year-old, 31-year-old, and 24-year-old distillery commemorative bottle, and
charge an absolute fucking fortune for it. I mean, the pricing structure baffles me. Absolutely baffles me. They brought out the 25 at 800 quid, the 30 at $2,000.
Yeah,
a 31 at 2,100. They brought out a 14 and a 15, but the 15 was cheaper than the 14.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, I just don't. I cannot get my head around what they do. I just don't understand it at all. I haven't understood them forever. But
yeah, and it's a real shame because I say it's a real shame.
Mm.
It's really good for people who are buying from auctions that get them at a good price.
Yeah,
like the 30-year-old New American Oak Bushmill Causeway for $550. Like it's a good price.
That's half of what it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I was at an event in New York in February. It was the Bushmills immersive event, and I got to taste the 25-year-old, the 30-year-old, and the new 31-year-old that they released over there. And like, the whiskey's phenomenal. Like the 25 is probably one of the best whiskeys I've tasted ever.
Yeah.
And like the fact that they're pricing people out for the sake of pricing people out, like there's no reason that their 25-year-old needs to be €800.
I mean, it jumps from the 21. I mean, occasionally you can see it online in a sort of for sale, blah blah blah, for about 50 or 150 quid, something like that. Sub €200, and then a 25 jumps to 800.
It's like, what happened to the other like €600 in the middle?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a limited release. This is core products. Yeah, just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I'll be honest, the Marsala cask one that they brought out as a Causeway collection, was that 2001? Something like that, anyway. I think it's just a fabulous whiskey. It's superb, it's beautiful, it's lovely viscosity to it, lovely complexity of flavour, all the stuff you'd really want. And I didn't think it was that expensive. it's a limited edition, part of the Causeway collection. Okay, it's limited to a fair number of bottles, but it's fabulous, and it was £350 a bottle or something.
Mm.
But I saw one of them at auction went for like 200. But I mean, for that quality of whiskey, that is phenomenal whiskey for that money. It really is. Okay, you have to pay your fees, so €240, €250.
whatever, yeah.
I mean, for that price, is phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of people at 400, 500, they'll buy it as sort of investment bottles and probably not open them. But at 200, that's an opener and having for a long time whiskey. It's a super stuff.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
No, but it's like you have to wonder: are they doing it for the sole reason that they think the average collector or someone who's maybe looking for a bottle to invest in would look at it as an investment, maybe not knowing the prior history of Bushmills and.
But there's no for the people who are going to invest that kind of money, if you're going to invest £2,000 in a bottle. If you're going to put £2,000 in a bottle, you want to do your homework.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if you don't, you'll go and end up buying a whole rack of old oak, cask investment bottles. Signed by Jean Claude. Jean Claude signs them for you. I mean,
Jean Claude will be knocking on your door, like.
Get Sturdy from the Dark Horse hanging over the top of it, like that's here, because he's on the website. But no, I mean, if you're going to invest in investment bottles, there's lots of stuff that you do sub £2,000. You know what I mean? I love having bottles of whiskey that I think are nice investment bottles. I've loads of shit here to drink, loads of stuff, mountains of it. But the stuff that I know or I think that is worth having because I can sell it later on, make a few pound. It's the likes of the Dreamcast bottles. I've tasted all of them, and they're all fabulous whiskies. But it's not, in terms of what I can drink, it's not one I'm going to open myself. I'll sell it later on, I just don't know. It's come up here, you're not presented in broadcast anymore.
All right.
You still are.
Are we?
Yes.
Hang on. I thought we'd been cut off, Justin. I thought you hadn't put the money in the meter.
No. The money
We've been
goes in the
zippered
meter.
again.
The money goes in the meter in January.
I thought maybe Daniel had sent out his minions, the apostles of the devil, because I slagged them off because he's if they think Jimmy Savile stuff come out about Jimmy Savile, wait to see what happens later on. I'm only joking. I'm only having a laugh. Mommy's favourite, all that there. Please don't murder me in the bed tonight. Anyway, but yeah. But yeah, the Bushmills stuff. Personally speaking, I think Bushmills will get a rebound because it's such good liquid. In terms of quality of spirit, with the aged stock they have, the quality of spirit they have, the whiskey is phenomenal when it's done right. Lots of it's not great, and they do really stupid things at times. But in terms of spirit, I don't think there's much competition for it at the minute. That's the truth. Cooley's fantastic, and there's a lot of stuff out of Middleton's fantastic as well. But Bushmills, when it's done right, is just that little bit better. And I think if you want to pick, certainly as likes of Christmas presents and stuff, I mean, there's fucking phenomenally good whiskies for very little money, in the grand scheme of things. Yeah.
My dad, even my dad likes the Sextant. He loves it. He says that's a whiskey you can drink on your own. And I says, well, that's what it's designed for. And my dad doesn't even like whiskey, but he was having a few.
Oh no, but I mean, the Sexton's nice whiskey, but it's about £40-45 a bottle. For not much more than that, you can buy one of the limited edition. I think collection bottles, and there'll be cask strength, come in a presentation box. Kind of sub £100.
10-year-old cognac, 60-70 quid.
The Pomerol one. The Pomerol one's lovely, really good stuff. So yeah, I mean, if anybody's wanting to get a Christmas present whiskey wise, go to Irish Whiskey Auctions next month, or Whiskey Bidders, or Whiskey Auctioneer, or some of the other sites. Have a look for some of this stuff, and you'll get yourself a really nice bottle of whiskey for Christmas or for a present for
Decent money.
sub retail in some cases, you know. But well worth picking up. So what else have you for us?
So we'll go from bad to potentially worse.
Uh-oh.
So this is the Green Spot 12. So this is the Bicentennial edition.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two in the Bicentennial collection, the Green Spot 12 and the Green Spot 10. And I picked this one out because it came up in the latest auction, and it was always a strong bottle. You know, the presentation is really good, cast strength. It was a while ago, like, you know, prior to the single cast coming out, and it was just kind of one of those ones that was good for the Green Spot collector. The Green Spot 12 always seemed to do better than the Green Spot 10, but both of them have taken a dip recently. You know, this particular bottle was always a 2,300, 400 euro bottle, and it took a dip down to 1,900 there. First time it's dipped below 2,000 in in the last year and a half. So it's since 2021. That was the last time it dipped below 2,000.
Wow.
But it's been on a downward trend even from 2023, from 3,000 where it was the highest, 3,100, and then it's just gone down downhill since. So I don't know if that's a indication of kind of how the auction market has gone over the last year.
In terms of lots as well, I mean, I don't know whether you've that information off your hand, but I mean, in terms of lots at the auctions, they've dropped as well. I mean, there's a lot of guys are going, well, I'm not selling if I'm not getting a decent price at it.
Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah, I can give you some stats off the top, but like Whiskey Bitters in May was 557 sold lots, and in June 391 sold lots. Celtic Whiskey was 39 sold in May and 101 sold in June, so a bit of an uptake. And then Irish Whiskey Auctions
39 is not
good.
Yeah, you don't have to have much of a bounce to get better than 39. I could sell 39 bottles this month. I mean, let's be honest.
Irish Whiskey Auctions in May 1,453 sold. In June 1,052. So
wow,
yeah, the lots are definitely reducing in most cases. Like even Scotch Whiskey Auctions 5,245 in May, 5,069 in June. So,
yeah, not good.
Now look, historically we've had lulls in the summer. It seems like this lull has kind of lasted in the last 6 months, 9 months.
Yeah. It's really since sort of Christmas it went like that a bit, you know. And some of the bottles, the really desirable bottles haven't really dropped that much, but a lot of the other stuff just dropped. And I've noticed the quality of bottle that's for sale. There's an awful lot of like your run of the mill Jack Daniels, you know, just I'm not saying there's anything untoward happening, but there does seem to be an awful lot of we'll stick on Red Bush and we'll stick on, you know, a bottle of Black Bush and something, you know, we stick on 50 bottles of that and bumps the auction up a little bit, you know.
But yeah, like it's a strange one because just the other week or last month, when I was checking the app, and I always list the latest Middleton ones as the starting point of valuations, and it was the first time that I'd seen since I started the app that Middleton had sold for under 200 euro. It was the Middleton 2023, and it sold for 163 euro.
But I mean, you can find loads of it sitting on the shelf. Loads of Middleton 2023 sitting on the shelf. 2024, there's loads of it. I mean, really, the last Middleton that went sort of bananas was the 2020 bottle, wasn't it?
2021 has kept it down. I don't know why, really. It was actually the only one. It was the only one that really kept it going after 2020, and the only one post 2020 that I could only get one bottle of.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all. I mean, they just. I think whenever they went to the egg box, I just it's shit. I mean, it just is. I don't care what anybody says. It's, you're wanting to buy a premium product and you open it up and it's exactly the same as an egg carton.
Mm.
I mean, come on.
It's all for sustainability, but I mean, wood is the most
It's
sustainable thing.
It's to keep Greta Thunberg from yapping at us. That's essentially what it is.
Well,
Greta, don't gurn at us and poke. Don't. Did you ruin my future? Right, Greta. Right, okay, right. Dead on. Piss off now. We let the adults talk.
talking of presentation, Maury, this next one, the presentation is out of this world, isn't it?
Which one?
Well, it's the one. It's the one you're going to lift up there. Look at that there. Look at that there. Look at that there. Look at that there.
That's beautiful.
Oh,
it is beautiful.
It's
I mean, it is
stunning.
beautiful.
It is stunning. It's stunning.
It
is.
To be honest,
it's hefty as well.
I feel like this. If anybody comes in and they're being untoward or out of order, if they got a whack with that there, they'll know about it. But I mean, I said this to Jarlath years ago. That's probably about 2018. I said to Jarlath, I think you guys are going to be like the Macallan of Irish whiskey. I think you just are. You tick all the boxes, just the stuff, and they've done some stuff that hasn't been great. There's some releases that are a bit hit and miss. I mean, I don't like the 3 Crowns peated. I just don't like it. I think the 1808 blend could be better. Some of the Dunville single casks are phenomenal, but some of them are ferociously priced, and so on. And don't get me wrong, they are, but they're waiting on their own stuff. We've been waiting a long time for this to come out. I've got to taste bits and pieces, including my own cask down there. And they've built a nice reputation with Dunvilles. They do grain to bottle on site. They're nice guys. The stories are really good. The whole idea of the whole place, the fact that it was the first distillery in Northern Ireland for 100 years, or a new one, God knows how long, and so on and so forth. The whole thing was just a really, really good project. And then when you see that they brought out this and the way it's presented is just beautiful. If I can get it open. Hang on. I'll have to take a wee bit of bondage gear off there, a wee bit of bondage gear. And then it opens up and you have these 2 halves to sit open and they just look sensational, It just screams quality. You open them up, you've got the 2 bottles in there. And I know there's some people say, oh, you're paying this money for a 7-year-old whiskey and so on and so forth. I totally get that. But as someone who collects whiskey, I want the first bottle to be well presented, limited edition. Don't really mind how much the price is as such, because you want it to be a bit special. The second bottle is the one you really want to know what the price is, because that's going to be your sort of idea of what they're going to be pricing going forward. This is for collectors. This is what this is for. This is to go and sit on a shelf, to sit in the thing, and people can go, oh, that's beautiful, and that's what that's for.
Double the money.
Fantastic job.
Double the money already. Look at that there.
Yeah.
Flipping it. That's what I call flipping it, Marty, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, I don't know anybody's circumstances, and a lot of people are very down on, oh, the flippers, they shouldn't be allowed to do this, they shouldn't be allowed to do that. If somebody bought that and paid their mortgage this month, or bought their wee in school uniform, or took their weans away on a holiday, good on them. That's no problem. I was talking to Shane a little bit before this, and he asked me about price-wise, what do you think it should be? And I said, well, Shane, I haven't really seen it, but I think about 200's about right. He was like, he says, we couldn't make any money doing that. I said, but Shane, you have to remember, I'm going to be buying one. Ideally, I'd like it for about tuppence halfpenny and have about 4 of them. But yeah, so I think they brought it out. I think they've done a beautiful job on it. I love what they do. I genuinely love Dumbbells. I love the guys down there. Shane's a nice guy. Jarlath's a wonderful guy. Seamus Rowe's a lovely fella, and so on. So yeah, it is beautiful, and the fact that it, nearly tripled in price or whatever, doubled in price, it doesn't hurt. But I need to get that up somewhere and get it displayed. Beautiful.
What else have we got? This?
The last thing that we have on the list is just a list of the most traded bottles in the last month. And this kind of just goes back to what you were saying there, Marty, about kind of people throwing in just regular run of the mill bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Now this doesn't indicate that, but I think to view what has been put in and kind of the price changes that it is, like 63 bottles of Springbank 15-year-old were hoofed in to auctions in the last month. It rose a little bit in price over the last 3-month average, but I mean the next one down, Macallan Harmony, that'll be a big one that people would probably go after.
Big drop.
Big drop, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not always the ones that you want to go after, that they're all what everyone is looking at or everyone is trying to buy. There are obviously ones that you want to get, which are the likes of the Middleton Very Rare, or in most cases a Macallan special edition.
Yeah,
not in recent times, but I think that the likes of the Ecklinville or even the likes of Boan, the first release, the special releases, I think you do need to be a bit more intentional about what you're buying these days.
Yeah.
It's not just a case of buying something off the shelf that says that it's limited edition or that it is, something different, like the Mistake, Natterjack Mistake. Back in 2021, 2022, I'd say everyone would buy it and they'd be like, oh yeah, this will be worth something because it's a mistake, or it's
it's number one. There's number one on it.
Yeah, exactly. And they probably would have been right. You probably would be able to sell it back in 2021, 2022 for a profit after a couple of months. Just not the way that the market is at the moment. You have to be more intentional. You have to do your homework. You have to really, pick your balls that you want.
Yeah. So before we go, what would you suggest? Stuff that's gone down. If you say you had a few quid, do you buy the stuff that's went down in price now, or do you stick with the old faithful, the blue chips? Do you pick something that hasn't went down or hasn't went down very much and stick your money in there? What would the Whiskey Companion reckon would be the way forward there? What one would you think?
I think if you don't need the money, then going with the blue chips that have fallen, they're gonna go back up. But I still think you be intentional with what you're buying.
Yeah,
don't just buy for the sake of buying.
For my money, if you want to buy Christmas presents, now would be a good time to do it. You have plenty of nice split bottles that you can pick up for reasonable money, less than retail. You can have them and send them to daddy or brother or nephew or niece or whatever, and you'll be well thought of, because they probably don't realise that you got it on the cheap.
Excellent advice tonight from Carl. Excellent advice.
As always.
That's superb. Let's not leave it so long again, because I know you're busy.
Absolutely.
But, it was good having you on. That's good advice.
I'll have a better background next time, I swear.
No. Just if you get into the house, get settled down, because actually having a house in Dublin's an achievement in and of itself now these days, my friend. So well done. Congratulations, Carl. Congratulations.
Should we say tonight's show has not been brought to you by IKEA?
Don't say that. Zuckerberg will get us. Zuckerberg will probably get us for slagging off Daniel O'Donnell. Him and they probably were both at Epstein's Island.
They were never there.
No, sorry. They were never. I'm only joking. I misread. Never was there. Nobody. No. Anyway.
Make sure you comment, like, and share. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Telegram, Twitch, and Twitter, wherever you get X, whatever it's called now. Same time, same place. See you next week, 10 p.m. Thanks. Good night.
All right,
Cheers.
guys.